Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. In today's video, we are going to do our weekend update. If you've already subscribed to the channel, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to the channel, we'd really appreciate the support. And if you'd subscribe to the channel and then hit that bell notification, as well as like the video. And share it to all your friends. Get the word out. It really helps the algorithm. Anyway, on today we're going to go over the weekend. Not much has happened, but we are also going to do a little insight on the Pi coin. There's a lot of information, a lot of use and utility on that coin that people may not be aware of. I'd like to welcome my co-host Juan G. How you doing today, sir?
Loving the markets. Another great day.
Yeah, finally showing some bullishness in the market, which is awesome to see. So we'll get right to the Bitcoin chart, and then we will go over the other indicators on the market. So here's a Bitcoin chart. Currently, we are at 87,547. A little bit of a green candle for the day. Juan, you had mentioned just before the stream that we are actually showing, higher highs, higher lows. We are in a bit of an uptrend, which is really nice to see. Still optimistically cautious, but it's a lot better than what we have been witnessing in the last 2 months or so. So what are you seeing in the markets on the Bitcoin chart?
Well, a couple of good things. First, you're looking at a bullish day, right? So you're seeing finally some tests going on, right? Testing the new resistances. The direction is fine. Again, if you look at the candles and the structure, the price action is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing around this time, following the trend line. I'm hoping that the EMA and the price action come to meet up above rate resistance, or at least in the middle. That would be an amazing kind of thing to see. The only concern I have is the CME kind of forming, and it might retest that, right? It might be time to retest that. I'm hoping not. I think that we need the bullishness, especially around right now. Considering that the administration is heading that way, everything bullish, more states kind of leading towards regulation the right way. All bulls, all bullish. So let's keep it going, and hopefully we close up on this higher high.
Yeah, let's hope. You can see here, as you mentioned, the 200 here, and then we have this what was a buy zone. It could now pose as a little bit of resistance, and ironically, by the way it's going, these might actually converge, and it might be a pretty good area for resistance. But hopefully, Bitcoin can break through that. Even if we just kind of test it a couple of times, build momentum in the market, and then continue upwards. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Okay, and we'll show all the other indicators the other charts on Thursday during our live stream. But I did want to ask you one while we're here. I know we don't usually talk about gold on the weekend update, but gold did have a little bit of a retracement, and it's beginning to find a little bit of a bottom here. So what do you see going forward with gold?
It's ranging. That's what I just call a range between 3,000 and 350. So again, another great day in the gold space. To be honest with you, it probably lended some of that support over Monday and Tuesday today. That's why you didn't see any really wild rides in the market. So gold is just doing its thing, plodding along. I think that there's still a decision time on whether or not 3,100 is going to be the way. So I'm thinking that in the near future, we're probably going to retest this EMA line one more time, and then see where the market is at, right? If it's going to need gold to kind of bail them out, or it's going to just launch from there. So this is a great time to kind of get into gold and see if you can scalp a few $1,000s.
Beautiful. Okay, quickly, we will move on. Let's go to the ETF inflows, outflows. We didn't show this on Thursday because all we were seeing is red. But now, since last week's stream, as you can see, we have had 5 days of inflows. So we're back on the top side of neutral in the green, which is great. That's really going to help the price of Bitcoin as well. As you can see in the yellow there, the price of Bitcoin is slightly rising, which, coincides with the inflows in the ETFs, which is awesome. So moving over to the CBBI, we are currently at, I'll give this a refresh, currently at a 69. Yep. And, all status quo here, nowhere near the top of this cycle. Obviously, with this correction, everything has reset. So, nothing really important to look at there. Okay, so that covers that. Now, there was a little bit of news on the weekend. Michael Saylor on last week on Thursday, he had bought in, I believe it was 160 Bitcoin. Not a big purchase, but then on the weekend, Sunday, I believe, Sunday evening, he did buy another 2,000 or just over 2,000 Bitcoin. So he is continuing his buying. Michael Saylor is the GOAT, as we all say. The other thing that happened on the weekend, you were mentioning a little bit of legislation in the States. Want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Kentucky now kind of joins the fray, making regulation around Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining and the rights to use it, like its nodes, transfers, stuff like that. So, nice consumer protections, really, and the inability for other agencies to prevent people from using it. So it has zoning laws. So that's kind of good stuff there. Because I don't know, for those who were in New York, living in New York, knew that there's sad times where BNB was just not legally able to be traded. So
Mhm.
a lot of places like Coinbase and other utilities, if you they literally check your exchange and your IP address to see if BNB was allowed in your state. So things like that. Now Bitcoin's going to be ubiquitous around Kentucky. So that's good stuff.
All right, good to hear. So let's move on to what we were going to talk about today. As many of you know, Pi launched not too long ago on mainnet. Finally, it was a long-awaited launch, and it's done fairly well. I mean, price action has slowly dipped. There's been, a second round or another round of migration. So, of course, you have that sell pressure, but it's finding a nice base. And the more people that paper hands and sell their Pi, the better. That way, price can find kind of a bottom and then begin to trend up. But what not a lot of people know about Pi is that you can actually use it for payments, and or they have an app which I'm going to show you right here. Let's get right into it. Here is the Pi browser for those that are familiar. Now, as I mentioned, not a lot of people use the different utility on this Pi browser. You've got your wallet, you can connect from here, blockchain if you want to develop. Also, you have profiles, you have individual chats that you can do. This is how you get to your KYC, or you can become a KYC validator. But there's also, if you go into, I'll just go down here, down at the bottom of this page, there is an option to explore the ecosystem. So if you click on that, and this brings you to the Pi, uh, basically where their dApps are, and the different things that are coming out on the ecosystem. At the very top here is what you see, map of Pi. Now this is something, like I mentioned, not a lot of people are aware of. If you click on that, it brings you to almost like like as if you're in the App Store. But this is already accessible for Pi on the Pi browser. Now in the middle here, you can see there is, it's basically like an application form, a registration form. So if you want to accept Pi as as an outlet or a retail merchant, or if you are looking to sell your Pi, or for that matter, buy other people's Pis, you can fill out this little registration form. And what happens there, once you open up the Pi app, or the maps, as they like to call it here, map of Pi. So you click on here, I'm verified, that's fine. And then that brings you to the Pi map. And all you have to do on the Pi map is just enter in your area, search area, just like Google Maps or anything else like that. And it will bring up all the different areas, or sorry, all the different merchants or sellers in your area. You can zoom all the way out. As you can see, there are many, many, many of them across the states. As you zoom into different areas, more of them open up. I didn't realize how many there actually were, but there are a lot of merchants and a lot of buyers and sellers on this app. Makes it so much easier just to either find and support local businesses that are accepting Pi, or anyone that is looking to buy Pi. You can kind of inquire, check out their profile, and see what they're willing to buy and sell Pi for. So I thought that was really, really neat. They did have it on the mining homepage for a little while on the Pi ecosystem, but that has since been taken down. I think they were probably just kind of getting it out there so that people were aware. But I found that to be not only a great utility for Pi, but also a way to bring awareness to Pi. And of course, using it as payment, it's very cheap transactions, very fast. and it just brings in an entire new use case, utility for Pi. Juan, when you first heard about this, what were your thoughts? I know you were pretty excited about it too.
For me, anytime a token can become something that you can use in real world transactions, it kind of raises all ships, shows proof of concept. It kind of enables the imagination to see what else we can do now that it's like live. And the fact that people are using it, there are transactions that are noted on if you look at the blockchain for Pi, you can actually see purchases on there. Well, you can't really tell their purchases, but you can. I think the way Pi sets it up, you can see how many transactions are actually happening that are retail. So you can see them there. I think they're over 1,000 something, and I think, and again, it's dated, but you can see that's being used. So those are
Yep.
great things to kind of look at and great statistics. On top of that, what I really like about Pi right now is its non-reliance on Bitcoin. Yeah, you could say price is down or whatever the case may be, but it's decoupled. As you can see, Bitcoin went up, right? It went in a positive trend, and Pi did not. So for me, I like to see that because that's not what's happened with other altcoins right now. Where Bitcoin goes, altcoins go. So seeing Pi being decoupled and becoming its own ecosystem, to me, is just nothing but positive for me. So to me, I like the direction it's doing it. It's going, and I'm excited to see where the future lies in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, same here. Here's the pie chart. I brought up the 2 hour chart. And, for those that are not familiar with crypto and new launches and stuff like that, this may look like a scary chart to you, but to us who have been in the space for a long time, I really actually, I like this chart. It shows the initial run up, the sell off, and of course, lately with the migration of Pi, gets rid of the paper hands. Those have been mining for years, and they just want to get their money out of it. But once that selling stops, we've kind of hit a double bottom here, and we're in this area where the initial launch, there's a lot of volume in this area, and we're at that point now. So I think, not financial advice, obviously, but this could be a bottom area. And for me personally, looking at this chart, this would be a really good area to buy for myself. Juan, I'm not sure if you agree, but I have a pretty good sense that you do.
Yeah, anytime you see a discount, you have decisions to make, right? Do I buy in now? How much do I buy in? Do I reserve later for dollar cost averaging? And this is one of those moments where I will reserve for some dollar cost averaging, in my opinion, right? Again, not financial advice. I would tell you guys that I would spend a good maybe 25 to 35 on my capital and then reserve the rest for dollar cost averaging. Because I just see it as a um, for this as discounts are concerned. Pi has a lot, just too much things going on for it. And if you overlay this with any other token that launched, whether it's BNB, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Bitcoin, you're gonna see a similar chart: a nice pump
Yeah.
up, a huge retracement, and then some consolidation, and then a nice market trend up. And this is what you can get on the ground floor. You can remember that this is one of those things that 10 years from now you're gonna be like, I remember when Pi used to be 86 cents.
That's right.
So you can't say you didn't hear it. You can't say you didn't know about it. Here you go. And it's, again, you don't even have to purchase it. You can just literally mine it. So for me, it's a great investment right now.
Yep, I agree. And I mean, looking at this chart, you can see, I know it's not very old. Launch was on, what day was that? On the 20th February. Yeah. So it's not that old, but I mean, you could, a very loose head and shoulders, which came down to retest, broke the neckline. You've got a descending channel, which, almost always, especially in a bull market, breaks out, and double bottoms. I mean, all the typical chart patterns are here, and all signs are pointing at a recovery from here. So let's hope this is a bottom. Let's hope the sell pressure stops. All those people that have got their pie migrated are finished selling, and we can begin with the next uptrend. So that is pie. That's pretty much all we have for you guys today. Just a quick weekend update. Not a lot happened on the weekend. Excuse the not having the video yesterday. We were a little bit pressed for time, but we got it today, and I will be recording another video as well. and that should be. I'm believing it'll upload that tomorrow, actually. So thanks again. Don't forget, this is not financial advice, strictly entertainment and educational purposes only. 1G, thanks very much again, as usual. And we will see everyone on Thursday for the weekly roundtable, 7 p.m., 7:05 p.m. Eastern time, right here on YouTube. Thanks again, everyone, and take care.
You guys have a good night. See you Thursday.